Well, hello and good evening. Welcome. My name is Joy Ruffin, and I'm coming to you on my Facebook business page. We're going to be talking about how you discover your signature style and stamp. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, we'll come to you because we're talking about signature style and stamp, yours, and the discovery of that. Even if you have the best style, and you are completely on point with your fashion and your style, your look, your image, doesn't hurt to check in from time to time and discover what works best for you. We're talking about the professional, polished, pulled together look. Things that we'll be sharing one on one will not be for everyone. And as we go through all of the different elements that are a part of one's signature style and stamp, you'll begin to get a real good picture of what works best for you. Now, we've covered a lot of territory, and that territory has included the 5 major body shapes. I'm hoping that by now you know your body shape. And in conjunction with the body shape, we go into fabric style, fashion style. What do you like? What are you most comfortable with? What do you feel the best in? And after that, we go to color. And then to fabrics. Fabrics are so important. Everything is, but especially as we get older and as we progress into another dimension, so to speak, fabrics become important because there's just certain fabrics that won't work anymore. And you have to know what those are. And then we go to shapewear. Shapewear, woo, today, it's pretty much a miss for many, many different reasons. We've gone over to the natural over natural and to the dark side. And that's one of the things that we'll be discussing. This show is not for everyone because some people just don't care. I don't think, one of my friends said to me, it's not that they don't care, it's that they just given up. And maybe that's someone who's 40 plus and better, and getting better, only they don't know it yet. And some of the young, maybe they've been raised by women who didn't have the best fashion sense, but they were groomed and they know about grooming and keeping themselves presentable and all of that. So what we'll be discussing is how you develop your own signature style that fits you best. And it really is important. And there is much that we'll be talking about that goes into your signature style. So we're broad basing and covering a wide realm of what works for each and every individual. But once we do our one-on-one, it becomes a whole different ball game. So before we start, I just want to let you know that basically what we're going to be doing is discussing each and every body shape. And there are 5. You might waver between one or the other, but it makes a big difference. By the way, if you're interested in having the free booklet, your complimentary gift, you can just type in the comments style and your book will be automatically delivered to you. We had a glitch not too many weeks ago with the chat box that we use, but if you type style in and you're interested in getting the complimentary booklet, which is the beginning seeds of what you need to know. And I'm thinking most of the time that most people really kind of know, but it's also good to go on the other side of what you know and see what someone else thinks and how they're dealing with what style means to them. It's different for everybody. That's what's so important about style. You don't want your style to be what somebody else's style is. So that makes a big, big difference. And by the way, we love it when you share. Before we get going here, please make note to connect with friends, people that you know who would find it interesting, who are wanting a little bit more information and to be guided in the right directions when it comes to their style. And that makes all the difference in the world. You can tag them and let them know that we're here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And we welcome your comments. We want this to become interactive. We're new and we're starting out, and everything takes time. Sometimes we don't want to accept that, but everything takes time. And people want to get to know you and they want to see, sniff you out in every way and say, is this worth my time? And sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. It depends. But it's also really, really good to let others know who you think might be interested. And you are watching how you can discover your signature style and stamp. That's what we're talking about. Now, tonight, by the way, the 5 body shapes, you know them, and I'm going to repeat them just for the heck of it. You never know. It's all about, by the way, before I get going, I want you to go and join our Facebook group, Style with Joy. It's going to be fun and fruitful for you in so many ways. So if you've, and I just started this, so if you've not been invited, please don't get sensitive about it. Just go and sign up. You're going to find it very informational. And once we get it rolling and going, it's going to give you so many tips and tools that will benefit you, because image, presence, appearance, it's important. No, it's not major for many, for numerous reasons, depending on your profession and your work and what you're doing. But if you're a corporate professional woman, lady, if you are entrepreneurial, starting back out into the business world, or maybe you've been in it for a while and you're getting ready to go out and do more presentations and deal and relate and connect with people, then you need to know more about what your signature style and stamp will convey to the people that you're talking to. So that said, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at some things. And while we're doing that, I'm going to be sharing with you some tidbits about the apple shape. By the way, before we get going and I show you some slides, this is really adorable, because the apple shape is a body shape that's, well, we all know the delicious apple, right? And there's so many different varieties of apples. And I think when it comes to body shape, many women forget that there are numerous shapes for the apple shape. But predominantly, what we get when we talk about the apple shape is that you're top heavy. Most times you have a very wide torso. You have very broad shoulders, even if they could be a little rounded, depending on your shape, size, and height, and all of that. You have an average to a very full bust, an undefined waistline, and you have thinner arms and legs. Most times, there are variations, but most time a flat bottom, hips that are narrower than your bust. And again, a broad generalization, you are not generally considered curvy. Keep in mind, there are variations. This doesn't apply 100% to any, every, and all, but it does say a lot. What you want to do is not to draw attention to your middle. Because even if you're a size 0, most times, especially after a certain time in life, there is a little bit of a tummy there. I like the word tummy. It sounds better than belly, right? But that's what it boils down to. So you want to make sure that you dress your apple-shaped body to make and take the attention away from your middle section. And what most image consultants and stylists do, and I have some questions about this, which we'll be discussing broad-based here, and more attention will be paid one-on-one, is that even though you're emphasizing your bust line and the top half of you, when you're wearing V-necks, you want to be mindful that you're not showing too much cleavage. And this is, I'm old school, happy to be, don't have an issue with that, because the media, which I love, Hollywood, the fashion industry, publishing, magazines, music, entertainment, and all of its realms, you can't help but love it. But you have to be able to step back and separate, especially as women. The We Too movement has brought a lot to the front, and a much focus is put there. But those industries, those businesses have focused a lot on women and their femininity and their sexuality, and make it more of a skin trade. And women who've not come into their own truly and haven't really given it much thought and just have gone on with the realm of what the thinking is, because it's still predominantly orchestrated by men. That's what's happened. So too much cleavage, too much of your bust and skin, tight, hugging where you can hardly bend. There's nothing stylish and feminine and sexually attractive about that. It's not pulling in the tasteful desire and design that you want to be about if you're really into finding your own signature style and stamp. And that we will discuss a lot as we move into other realms, because that's a big topic for conversation. Because here we are about building your confidence, giving you a high sense of self-esteem and self-worth, so that you know that that's not something that you have to project. It's not necessary. So now let's take a look at some pictures that are going to give you an inkling, a smidgen, a dash of what's popular for the apple shape. So let's start, and it's going to work a little bit backwards. I'm going to bring this over now. Here we're looking at jackets, and you have different variations. Remember that the apple shape is top heavy. So you want things that drape soft and smooth over the top. And because most times, this is a big generality, but it applies, most times, most apple shapes, with few exceptions, have great legs. Great legs, and so you can showcase those. You can show those off. You need to wear tops with V-necks and plunging necklines, strapless scoop, or tops with a narrow bodice, because you want to draw attention in a tasteful and fashionable way to the top part of you, because that's what you want to adorn. Here again, we have jackets, and you can see the way the jackets are cut. They're cut to follow the silhouette of the body. Even when you have like a short bolero type, or a short jacket, or a sleeveless, a vest type, you can just see the silhouettes. Now, not all of these silhouettes, not all shapes here are going to fit every apple body shape. What you want to do, and what you will do when you do your one-on-one and you get more into what really works for you, you'll find out what. Now you see here the apple shape, the dresses. You see the two V-necks that are there. That's because almost every person who's into consulting, when it comes to style and fashion, when it comes to the apple shape, they want you to showcase what's most appealing, and especially, and I say this in love, for men, it's the top portion of you, but you must learn how to do that where it adds to your femininity and sexuality. It doesn't take away. And there's an art form to that, and it's not complicated. Now, here are some famous, well-known, absolutely popular beyond celebrity apple shapes. Can you recognize them? Did you know that Oprah was one? Would you say that she's top heavy? And the same for Queen Latifah and some of the others that you can see there. And you see how they're showing the top part. And as long as you do that in a tasteful way, more power to you. It makes a big, big difference. What you want to avoid, now here's a classic look. And no matter what your fashion taste might be, my friends, classic will always bode you in good stead. And you will add certain pieces to your wardrobe, and that will give you the elevation and the polish that you want and that you need. It doesn't mean that you have to be a classic fashion style type person, yet you can find apple looks that fit, that are classic, that fit your look. What you want to avoid, and you don't see any of that here, and here's the apple shape, and it's giving you the outline of what it's all about. And you can see the difference. You can see the necklines that are being shown there. Most apple shapes wear the V-neck, different variations, the sweetheart. That's a neckline that's very, very popular for them. What you want to avoid, depending on your shape, are wide belts, and belts that draw attention to your middle unless you've worked to refine and define it. Tops for the apple shape, you see almost everything is like scooped in V, because they want to show the part that's many consider most attractive about an apple shape. Jackets again, semi-fitted, coming in at the waistline, high collar neckline, simple, easy, and stylish. And here's your apple shape again. That's a great shot there. It's showing you the slacks, the top, and how it covers the tummy, so to speak, and showing you the no and the yes. You can see the difference. Again, more tops. You see that most of them are V. I don't want you to think that just because you're an apple shape, V shapes are the only outline or defined necklines that you can wear. That's not the case. But you do want to wear tops that accentuate your bust line, which is usually quite bodacious and luscious and all of that, but you want to do it in a very tasteful way. You want to do it where you're not too revealing, and yet you keep the magic and the mystery there. That's the secret, magic and mystery. Because today, my friends, and I'm hoping that someday at some point, more people will come in and make comments, because the magic and the mystery has been put way back in the dark ages, and it doesn't need to be there. Magic and mystery always worked, and it continues to work. And the more you learn how to work it for you, the better off you're going to be. You can see what's happening here. The peplum top and the full flared skirt and all of that. That's more for evening, special kind of occasions. Here are wedding dresses. I thought I'd put this in because when it comes to the wedding dress, you can see the type of necklines that are shown there and why with an apple, no matter the size, and you can see the different sizes for the women here, how that fits. And here, again, we're talking necklines. Why? Because that's where you want to define and draw your attention, but you want to do it with grace. That's just to give you an inkling, I love that word inkling, to what's possible and what's popular for the apple shape. You want to draw attention away from the middle, right? And you want to make sure that you distract from directing attention to that, especially if that's a problem area for you. I am not an apple shape, and it doesn't matter what shape I am, but because of a little bit of a middle there, I don't want anything that's drawing attention to that. So I stay away from that. And for me as well, for belts. And you can see the difference. One of the things that, I'm going to take this over here now. One of the things that happens with the apple shape is that you want to accentuate what's considered the highlights of your figure. And the highlights of your figure, whatever that is, you want to do it in the most tasteful way. You want to avoid clingy fabrics, dresses, outfits that cling to your body, no matter what size you are, because that detracts from the beauty and the stateliness of you. You want to emphasize your bust, but you want to do it in a tasteful way. You want to wear skirts and dresses that flow, that kind of glow and glaze around you and drift around your body shape, showcasing it and showing it off in a way that's complementary to you. And when you do that, it makes all the difference in the world. You want to wear tops that, I'm just going to bring this one back because this was, I thought it was an interesting top. You want to wear tops with V-necks, plunging necklines, strapless scoop, or something like that, with narrow bodices, if you can. And this will draw attention to your bust and elongate your body. This is the one I wanted to show you. There's so many types like this. And the fabrication that you put these in, you want to make sure that it fits your body shape. And need I say that when it comes to shapewear, the bra that you're wearing is crucial. It's essential to the beauty and the refinement of the look that you want to project. And everybody and every apple shape is different. So you pick out and you extract what works for you. These are starting points. They're not by any means, just wanted to see if there was one other here as far as the tops, this one here, that there's no hardcore rule for any one particular. I think I mentioned to you last week that the one thing that can be very, very annoying is when you hear someone say, and when you hear this, run, because there is no one particular style image, or fashion that's really meant for everyone. It can be altered maybe to adjust to a particular figure type, shape, yet it's designed for that particular person, that particular silhouette, and that's what works best. You are going to come to know your body shape, and you're going to come to know what works best on your body shape. And if you're an apple, most, not all, you have a great top portion to your body, proportion to the body, and great legs. So from here to just to the waist, you want to showcase that in a very elevated and polished way. And then from your hips and your thighs down, you want to showcase your legs. So what does that mean? It means that probably you can wear dresses and skirts as well or better than most people. And if you're going to wear slacks, if you don't have maybe the best legs in the world, which is a personal call, then you get and you find the best pair of slacks, trousers, pants, whatever terminology you want to use, and you find those that will work for your particular body shape. And when you do that, then you begin to build your tops and your jackets and coats and all of that around that. And with this comes the knowing of what shapes will fit you, your lifestyle, and what you're most comfortable with. I think we showed here in some of the slides the classic look for the apple shape. Well, maybe you're not a classic at all. Maybe you're more dramatic. And if you're dramatic, then there's a different way to project and portray your apple-shaped body. What you don't want to do, which is what Hollywood, and I'm not knocking Hollywood because personally, the love for Hollywood is just there. Those of us who love Hollywood, we just love it, but we separate Hollywood from the real world. So saying that, I'm simply saying to you, if you have a great apple body shape, you don't necessarily have to go for things that are so tight and so revealing that it takes away from the beauty of your apple shape. You want to show off your apple shape in a way that's complimentary and adorns you, where it invites positive attention and attention that benefits the status and the profession that you're in. And you can only do that when you know how to reveal that apple shape and showcase it in the best way possible. You're going to learn a lot about the apple shape when we do our one-on-one. And by the way, I should put up here, because I want you to, if you've not done this already, what you can do, by the way, if you're watching this replay, type in replay so that I can know that you were here, because we love it when people come by and drop in comments and have different things that they want to say. And you can also join I mentioned that you can join our Style with Joy and you can get the complimentary book there. But what I wanted to do is I want you, you can never find anything when you're looking for it, but that's okay. We'll find it. One of the things that you can do is, after you get your complimentary book, pass it on to someone who might want to take advantage of the tips and tools that are there. And you can join our Facebook group, Style with Joy, because I'd love to see you there. I'd love to have your comments and get your thoughts about what you think about whatever it is that we're doing. We love it when you drop by, and we like your comments, yay or nay, because if you're not an apple shape and this wasn't a show for you and you felt that you have your own sense of style and it's not important to you, then understood. But what you want to do is you want to find a way to learn about not only your style, but other people's styles. Here's one of the stories I'd love to share with you. Why does Joy Ruffin do this? Because I grew up in a family of, I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again, of divas, of queens. And what I discovered at a young age, because I had that eye for balance, for harmony, which was proven to me at a young age in school, and then I knew it before it was said to me in words, that I could see my aunts and my cousins and all of these beautiful women dressing, doing their dress up to go here and do that. And they would be dressed, and they'd be dressed, as the expression went back in the day, to the nines. But they would just be dressed, groomed, clean, polished, shining. But it would be all pretty and new things, but not pretty and new things that necessarily were the best for them. Because it was pretty and because it was new, they could get away with it for the first time. And one of the things that we find now as we move around is that that happens for many people. You go in that closet and you got all of that new, pretty much, wardrobe there, and yet you can't find anything to wear to a special occasion. And that's what you want to avoid. And you are only going to be able to avoid that when you make the investment in you to learn your body shape and how to adorn and dress that body shape where you are standing in your brilliance, your power, and your greatness. Only then. And once you do that, it will make all the difference in the world. Yes, you can get away for quite a while with just dressing. Pretty things, new things, expensive things. And that will bode you well for a while. But you will find that once you discover your signature style and stamp, it will put you in another realm that's higher. And you'd be surprised at the welcoming and the endorsement of compliments that you're going to get. If you've not gone to my website, go to my website, join in. There's much that you will see there that you can connect with, and connect and join with me there, because there's much to share with you and there's much on the drawing board. You know, one of the things that is dear to my heart and that I'm seeing, especially now that I'm at this happy age for me, I look around and I see so many women who dress and dress well, but they've left their era and they don't know how to transport themselves into the new type of style and fashion that we have, where they are up to speed, up to date, and they're not dated, and they're not frumpy, and they're not out of the realm of what's popular and right for their body shape now. And that's one of the things we want to address, and we really want to get to that. We don't want lackluster. We want you to shine, because that's why you're here. And one of the ways that you do that is how you showcase your presence, your image, and your appearance. And there are many ways that you can do that, and do it in a way that's very complimentary to you. You don't ever want to walk into any gathering, occasion, or event, and it doesn't matter if somebody has on the same outfit you have on, if you have put that outfit together where it represents and showcases your signature style and stamp to the T. Then you smile and say hello to the person who's wearing, and they're not wearing it as well as you are. Because once you begin to develop and find your own signature and style and stamp, you don't worry about things like that. And that's the last concern that would ever be on your mind, because your wardrobe, your outfit fits you to the letter. So just to give you an inkling before we say, I want to bring this over. So I want to just go over it again so you can get an inkling of what is. I love the shape of the apple there. By the way, you know how many different varieties of apples there are. So that should tell you a lot about the varieties of you. And this is just showing you all the different types. Now, the one that's third one over from the left side, well, cleavage is a personal call, but let me just share with you that you really have no need. I'm going to say this and that's okay. It's your breast and part of what comes with that. That's one of the 7 erogenous zones. So that's meant for you, your partner, your significant other, your husband, your wife, and whoever is in that realm, and not for everyone to gaze upon. Because why do we need people to be staring? What is in your sense of self-worth and self-esteem that you feel that people have to be glaring down there at the bus line? It should be covered in a way that leaves the mystery and the magic there. And that's where the elegance and the sophistication come in. And that's what you want. Just to give you an inkling of some type of styles that you can go and look for if you've not started out already. You see how the one on the far right, the sleeveless duster type vest, and depends on your height, whether or not you can wear that. And if you are a shorter apple, then you're going to have to adjust that to your height and your size. But the soft drape of the fold in the front is very complimentary or can be. And that's it. Just to give you. And that's the end of that. So next week, we're going to talk about the pair. And these are just tidbits to give you some ideas of what to work with, because and I know that you see it as well as I do. Being an image consultant doesn't mean that I stand alone, because I know that you're out at different places and you see people who are dressed and you say, And one of the things that I heard this today, and I love this because this has never been my forte. We don't gossip and we don't say negative things about people, and we make judgments when we see and we know that they're not dressed to whatever you think your style might be. And yet you want to just say bless you and move on, because you're hoping that at some point in time they'll get the revelation that that's not the best dress style for them. And that comes to different people at different times, because depending on how hungry you are, how ambitious you are, and how eager you are to command your boardroom, your office, your setting, wherever that might be, you want to know how to dress best for your body shape. And that's what we're going to be doing here. And when we do our one-on-one consultation, you come with your questions, you come with your concerns. What's your main concern right now? What's something that you are not sure about? What's something that you hesitate about and you think, I don't know if this is right or that's right? Those are the things that you should bring for the consultation when we do that, because that's how you're going to begin to discover what's right for you. And we really welcome your comments. So don't forget to leave them at the end. And it doesn't matter whether it's one person, 0, or 100 people here at this time. When you watch the replay, tag your friends and ask them to take a look at this too, and read the book or get the book. Don't forget to type in the comments style if you've not received it yet. And you'll be able to share that with other people. And be aware that we really want you to join the group. So join the group, Style with Joy. You'll find it on the page here that you're on. So my friends, the time comes and the time goes very, very quickly. I'm hoping that you got some tidbits. It's always tidbits, because you can only share so much in the time that we have. Yet, if this wasn't for you and you're not the apple shape, then send it to someone that you think might be. And if you're not sure what body shape you are, then you should be typing in the comments, not sure, and I will get to you and we will decipher what body shape you are. It's good to know. And it's good to know all the 5 elements, the body shapes, the style that you're most comfortable with and the ones that you like the best, the colors that you like, the fabrics. Fabrics are important for numerous reasons, and the shapewear. That's my pet peeve. You have one too, I'm sure. So my friends, wherever you are, be well and take care. Don't forget to go and sign up for the Facebook group, Style with Joy. And remember that tomorrow night, we're back with a phenomenal guest. If you have issues with writing your copy and getting juicy titles and finding the right words for what you want to express as you connect with people, then you're going to love our guest tomorrow. And the invitation is open, where you'll be asked to send her a title or name, and she in turn will revamp and send it back. So it's going to be fun. And that's what we like here, fun. So wherever you are, you be well and take care. Remember, tomorrow night, same station, same time, except a different program. Leading Ladies, Leading Legacies, Living Legacies. So until tomorrow night, you be well and take care. And thanks for showing up. I'm always happy to see you here. It warms my heart and it lets me know that you are interested. So continue to do so as we move on, forward, and onward. Have a great evening until we connect tomorrow night. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.